It's been a few days, maybe a week or so, that you've been able to sort of get back up to pace. How are you feeling right now?
I feel pretty good. Obviously, it's a little bit easier if you're able to just kind of stay in the lineup and stay in a rhythm, and that's kind of been tough for me this year. It's been stretches where I've been in and stretches where I've been out, and this one, the idea was to get myself in as good of shape as possible to be available for Game 1 of the playoffs. So right now I feel pretty good.
What is that emotional sort of trajectory you've been on this year with that up and down, and how you feel that maybe you've grown in that mental part of things?
Yeah, honestly, I think a lot. Like mentally, even at first, I kind of struggled with it, but even now compared to earlier in the year, I think I'm doing a lot better with it. And unfortunately, it's part of the gig. Yep. Surrounded by a great group of guys, and the staff's helped me so much. And it's been unfortunate, kind of the way things have unraveled for me after how good I felt 20 games into the year, but it is what it is, and I'm really excited for a chance to play in the playoffs.
And I was going to say, now that that's clinched, you guys are doing well. I mean, that has to be another motivating factor for you. I talked to Bratt the other day, and he said, that empty feeling after 82 games is really tough. How do you sort of see that, knowing that this is coming up on the other side?
Yeah, I always kind of have this weird fear of going into the summer, and when people ask me how my year was, not being able to be honest and say I had a good year. And for us as a group, I think we've obviously had a ton of success this year, and when you have as much success as we have had, it'll probably leave an empty pit in our stomach if we play in the playoffs and we don't do well there either. So we do have high expectations for our group, and we're really looking forward to it.
Is that hard with the hockey player mentality to appreciate? You sort of mentioned there, like what you do individually versus like also the teteam. And is that like a real strict kind of hockey thing that you grow up with?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, you try and take care of yourself and you try and play to the best of your ability, but the ultimate goal is to do well for the team. So if things aren't going well, sometimes you can feel like you let the team down, and when they are going well, obviously it feels great to be a part of it. So even when you're out of the lineup for long stretches, I think being able to keep that in the back of your mind that you are a valuable part of the team, I think is really important.
How did you sort of experience the last couple minutes watching yesterday that game unfold?
It was exciting. Even as a spectator, that was a game that I was looking forward to for a couple of weeks, and obviously huge impacts in the standings and home ice and all kinds of stuff, and a ton of reasons why we want to play a good game, and it was really exciting to see our group come out and play well.
Thanks, Bess. Just wondering if we can go back to last night and the way you guys as a group handled, when the score changed to 2-1, obviously the Rangers coming on, just the way you guys handled that with a maturity that I think we've been seeing develop throughout the year.
I think we felt really confident and throughout the whole game. I feel like we came out strong, and I think we maintained that throughout the game. And I feel like even if they got a little bit of a lucky bounce on the power play goal, I feel like we still had a very positive feeling as a group, and we felt strong. And I think everyone as a group played a really strong game, and especially in the D zone. And V came up huge for us again, but I think there was more our mindset that was strong throughout the whole game.
Do you like the way just the mentality part has been over these last couple games, even if like the scores haven't been good for you guys, and just the way you've been handling every single one?
Yeah, I think especially last night. I think we against the Islanders, we weren't at all happy with the game and our track in our D zone. And I think we really felt that this was a good challenge for us to come up against the Rangers, a rivalry game.
It's gonna go well.
we were really excited playing that kind of a game and going into the playoff and stuff. So I think we came together as a group, and we showed up and had a really good game.
Do you think about the potential of first in the Metro, knowing how close it is?
I think of course we are. We want to win every single game, and we played a really solid game last night, and we're coming out playing a tough back-to-back series right now. But of course we want to win every single game we can.
Lindy, maintenance days today for Nico and Eric. No concern there, just again managing the schedule?
No concern. I think you'll see players on different days. Depends on how they come out of games.
One of the things, I was talking to Nate Bastian today, and he really said, for him mentally it's about potentially gearing up to join the lineup in the playoffs. Is that kind of where you see him right now, or is it sort of, with only 7 or 8 games left?
I think he's health-wise getting very close to playing. really the ideal plan would get him some games before the end of the year and be ready for playoffs. But it just depends. We'll just take it day to day.
How much do you focus or not on that potential of first in the Metro, given how you guys have put yourself in this position?
We're really just going to focus on that next game, and like I said yesterday, we'll end up where we end up. We can't control part of that, so just go out and win your next game. I think the one thing we want to do is we've maintained a high level of play on the road. I think the last couple of games that play has slipped, so we got to get back to being that real good road team.
What do you see coming up on this road trip, back-to-back, Chicago, Winnipeg? What are you sort of gauging from that?
Well, again, we're going to play a team that is out of it, and another team that is right in the thick of it, desperate for points. I think sometimes the teams that are out of it are dangerous. You can look around at some of the scores in games that, teams that need wins are losing to those types of teams. They're loose. They can create opportunities. They can put a lot of risk in their game. For us, it's trying to maintain a high level of play away from the puck and not get sloppy.
Where has been Kevin Ball's biggest growth right now, watching him play?
I think confidence. Really just that ability to know that, standing there, that he can get the job done. And taking pride in the small areas that he can dominate with the build he's got, with the reach he's got, the use of his stick. He's got really good feet, to handle a puck under duress. And I think that we're seeing more and more of that.
Is that a measure of confidence that coaching staff has in him that he also has in himself? Is that kind of how confidence works?
Well, the definition of confidence is just knowing that you can do something. And I think he knows he can do it now. I think some of that is just a talk with yourself about, I'm given the opportunity. I know the play that's there. I got to make the play. And when we see that, you get to play more.
How has Smith helped with Ball's development this season?
I think Brandon has been great for our team. Overall, with the younger guys, with the attitude he's had, even being out of lineup, which is hard. But he's right there supporting every step of the way, every guy that he's played defense with on this team. So he's got years of experience. He knows what it's like to be in and out of a lineup. So there's a lot of different ways he can help Kevin.
We always think of the physical hits as, someone getting slammed into the boards or a big hit, but what are some of the other ways that maybe some of the smaller players can bring aggression and physicality to this game?
A lot of it is, we call it cutoffs, by getting in front of people and slowing them down. It's if you have to go around me, that's going to take a good second or two. If I take a route where you get open ice, the speed of the game changes. They get to accelerate. We're trying to slow down the other team, and a lot of times that's cutting them off, getting a bump in, getting a shoulder into their chest. Sometimes it's just getting your butt on the other guy's hands.